Hello and welcome back. This is just me talking about the books that I read in March and then the books that I'm hoping to read in April. I have put a lot more on my April TBR because I feel like I've gotten into a routine of reading a bit more. For the first couple of months, so like January and February, I only read 3 books each time. Which is still obviously quite a lot, but not for me. Whereas this time around, I read 6. So I feel like we're slowly getting into the groove of it being a bit more and more. So let's get into the books that I read and what I thought about them and the books that I'm hopefully planning on reading this month, as it's, April 1st. Alright, let's get into it. These are the books that I read in the month of March, and I will go through them in the way that I read them, if I can remember. First, I listened and finished Project Hail Mary. I think I had about 40% left of the book up until the night that me and my partner were going to watch the movie, and honestly I don't know how I did it, but I finished it all, and then we went to watch the movie and that was really good as well. Obviously nothing's ever going to be better than the book, but I think it was very well done for what you can do. So that was, I gave that a 5-star. But I didn't read this first, did I? No. I actually think I read this first. No, I didn't. I read Nightshade first. This was my book club pick. And, well, for March. And I think I genuinely gave myself a day before I thought I can't wait any longer. And I started it and I binged through it and I loved it. Loved it. I think I gave this a 4.75, 4.5, something like this. I think to this day I still think about these characters. I cannot wait for Daybreak. So it's like school mafia, but like murder, but not so much mystery, but there is a mystery going on, and there's longing for somebody and yearning for them, and if you want that, read this. I read it. Yes. And then I got to Project Hail Mary, and then I read First Time Caller, which was my first ever read of B.K. Borison, and I know that she's quite known because she's also got this book out, which is the second of this series, and I read it and I really loved it. I think I gave that one a 4-star. I thought it was slightly longer for a romance. I don't know why I thought that. I think maybe it just felt a bit slower for me, but I really enjoyed it, and I thought that the characters were really fun, and obviously they put on the other characters that will be in the other books in the series whilst in this book, so I'm excited for that one. So I read that one, and then for my birthday I got Hayley Pham's new release, Just Friends, and I was going to do this, I was going to give my review through a whole video dedicated to it, but I think I will just say it how it is. I gave it anywhere, I can't decide where. I gave it anywhere from 3 to a 4. I don't think it's a 4-star in any way. This is a second chance romance. I think it's an okay book. I think if you're into a fluffier romance where there isn't a lot of conflict, I guess, or not, it's not that I like when they're toxic, it's more like this felt a bit flat. The romance felt a bit flat. I think they started it in a way that could have been built really well, but I just think that there just wasn't enough yearning for me. I feel like it got to a point in their story and then like all was forgiven, and then they'd like do everything for each other again, and I don't know why I felt that way. And I mean, I know that a lot of people have very similar opinions to me, but I also know that some people gave it like a 5-star. It just had a lot of potential, but I know from, as I am somebody that watches Hayley Fam, I know that this is like her ideal romance book, like that she likes to read about, whereas it's not mine. But going on about something that I do want to read, and you know, it's romance, Second Chance, The X-Files. Who was going to tell me that this is an absolute Ooh. Who was going to tell me that this is a gem hidden? I picked it up, I saw it in the works, I bought it, and I was like, I probably won't read it for a little while. I've got quite a lot of books to get onto, but having read that and like the yearning bit of it like just hadn't hit for me, I was like, oh, I need to pick up another one that I know that is meant to be good, and it's Second Chance, and I feel like from what I heard will be good, and everything I've heard about this that was good is so right. I gave this 5 stars and I still stand by that. I gave it 5 stars as soon as I finished it. I'm giving it 5 stars now. It's such a good romance. I think it is genuinely the best Second Chance romance that I have ever read so far in my reading journey in life, and I love it. It's about 2 exes and their mutual best friend is getting married, and they have to basically plan the whole wedding together. And you know, a bit of forced proximity, second chance, like the spicy scenes in it are like really good. They're not like a lot of them, but the ones that are there, like they actually like, it's not to the point where you cringe yourself out because there's so many. It's like just everything is perfect, the setting is perfect, the characters are perfect, everything about this is perfect. And if this is one of the books that I would reconsider to like reread, and I say that as somebody that just like does not and would not reread anything, because that's just not, my brain doesn't work like that. But I would 100% read that if I ever was to become that person. And then last but not least, I finish Wild Dark Shore, and I can't believe I actually did it. I picked it up randomly from my other videos. If you have seen me before, if you haven't, I don't really like, or haven't really read a lot of thrillers. This is a psychological thriller, and I decided that this would be the first time that I read a psychological thriller. Picked it up, and I think I started and got to like 12 pages, and I was like, oh, I'm just not in the mood for this. I just don't know, like it. I think because I had just finished like a 5-star read and it was romance, and I was like used to like quick pace and like everything fun and bubbly, but like obviously there's stuff going wrong, but it's like still with a positive outlook. Going straight into this, I was a bit like I don't know if this is going to be for me. But then one random night I picked it up, and I think I literally read close to half of it, if not already half of it, and I was like, I can't believe I didn't pick this up. And then yesterday I finished it, and I gave it a 4.5. I think if you want a happy ending, don't read this. I think I'm not much of a person that, you know, gravitates towards books that don't have a happy ending, because I feel like everybody naturally wants to be happy, like have a happy thing to look forward to, and you know, want things to like be well done. But this is just not it. I think the only reason this isn't a 5-star for me. I think that the amount of pain that these characters have gone through is a bit insane. I think it is a crazy amount, an amount that like no other person would be able to survive this. And I think that's what makes it not like, it's not right for them, I guess, to have a happy ending. Like, you want them to have a happy ending so bad, but it just doesn't happen, and it kills you on the inside. This morning I was literally, my chest hurt just thinking about this. So this was like a 4.25, 4.5. I mean, definitely a lot higher than I thought I would ever rate a psychological thriller, but hopefully this means that I will like want to pick up more. But on the topic of books from my TBR that I did not get through is, let me just go get them quickly. The few books that I didn't get to on my TBR for March are, I think, only 3 of them, but I did end up reading 2 books, 3 books even, that weren't meant to be on my TBR. I just picked them up because I was in the mood for them. But the books are And Now Back to You, which is the second of First Time Caller, so I think I'll definitely try and pick this up this month round. I'm not going to say that's a definite, but I have heard that this one is also really, really fun, and might be even better than the first one, so I am excited to pick it up at some point, and maybe when I get back in the mood for a cutesy like romance, I will probably pick this up. The other book that I didn't pick up was The Nightingale, by Kristen Hannah. I just wasn't in the mood for a literary fiction. I think that's what this is. I'm not 100% sure, but I do think that's what this classifies at. I just wasn't in the mood for it, but I'm hoping I will pick up a book up by Kristen Hannah this month, because I do have a book of hers on my list that I got like a week ago at a charity shop for like 50p or £1, something like that, and I've actually wanted to read that one more than I've wanted to read The Nightingale, so this is going back on my shelves for now, and maybe I'll pick it up this month or maybe not, but I'm not been in the mood for it just yet. I know it's a really good book from what I've heard, so I know that once I do get around to it I will really enjoy it. And then the other book that I didn't finish, I guess, it was I'm Glad My Mum Died. I started listening to this on Audible, and I think I only got a few chapters through. Let me just check. But I think, yeah, like 5 chapters through. I think I like listened to it whilst getting ready once. And then for some reason, I wasn't in the mood to listen to anything other than music this time around, so I just didn't. But I think I'm already like 5 chapters in, which I don't think it's actually that much. It's about that much of the book, but I might pick it up again this month, as I used one of my credits. So hopefully I get around to it this month. But these are the books that I most want to read this month, which I'm really excited. 2 of them are library book picks that I'm going to have to return, so I have to read those. I have like 2 and a bit weeks to do that, so I'm going to. But going off of finishing Project Hail Mary, I think I'm going to read The Martian. My boyfriend got this the other month, and he read it after finishing Project Hail Mary, and he said it was definitely something that I should also read. So that's on my list. It's a lot shorter than Project Hail Mary. So I will probably try and give this one an actual read, whereas with Project Hail Mary I just thought it was easier to listen to it. But I'm excited about this. I believe it's just another sci-fi, and if it's anything like Project Hail Mary, then I know that I'll like it. So I'm excited. And then I read The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston in February, and I gave that one a 6 stars, like romance, just perfect. So I recently got The Dead Romantics by her because I've been really in the mood for like a fantasy magical like romance. Like it's got some sort of fantasy aspect to it, but it's not like hardcore fantasy, I guess. So I'm really excited. This one is about a ghostwriter and she went through a breakup, doesn't believe in love, you know, like all of that, and then the editor isn't giving her an extension. I believe she falls in love with her editor, who seems to be dead. And that's okay, because I know that if it's anything like this 7-Year Slip, I will love it. So that is that. And then I recently got The Secret History of Donna Tartt, and I'm really excited. I heard really great things about this. I did hear that it's obviously a bit of a slower read. I don't know too much about it. Classics professor. Fiction. I have no idea. And I just want to read it. I really want to read it. I've heard like really great things about it. It's one of those floppy books, and I feel like it's one of those books that I'll probably read throughout the month instead of like in one sitting, unless maybe it is like that good. I have no idea. I do not know anything about this book, but I'm really excited. So that's gonna hopefully be another book that I read this month. But this is the book that I wanted to read by Kristen Hanna, and that is The Great Alone. I believe this one is yeah, Alaska. It's just survival, love, family, and I heard really great things about this, and I saw a TikTok the other day that was like, these are some books that you want to read based on their aesthetics, and then it was this, and I just looked at it and I was like, I want to read that. And luckily I already have it on my bookshelf, and I was like, perfect. I reckon I will be reading this month. And then on to the library book picks. I've got Hello Beautiful by Anne Napolitano. This is a story about 4 sisters, I believe. A lot of drama. I think somebody said it's like Little Women but rewritten. So I thought I'd give it a go. I have heard like from a few people that the ending isn't as satisfying as people would like it to be, but I really do want to read this, and I think this will probably be my next book that I read. So I'm excited. And then I got another Frederick Backman. I did try and get Beartown. They didn't have it at my library, but they did have Britt Marie Was Here, and I read the back, and she's a busybody, you know, she finds herself alone, and it's like the first time that she can kind of do stuff that she wants when she wants, with, you know, just whenever she wants to, whenever, like, not having to worry about anybody else's opinion or how her actions will affect other people. So I think it's gonna be good. It's probably gonna break my heart because I read My Friend by Frederick Backman in February as well. It broke me. It really did break me, but it's okay. I'm excited for this. And then we've got the book club pick of the month, which was Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm really excited about this. I've heard a lot about this book, and it was between Starside and this, and Starside actually won the vote, but because it's only come out like yesterday, it's quite expensive, so the like leader of our book club decided to go with atmosphere instead, which was my pick. So I'm very happy with this decision because I was going to read this book regardless, but it's nice to be able to talk to other people about it as well, so I'm excited that I can do. And you know, all I've heard about this book is that it's something that I need to read and it'll probably make me cry. And it's got astronauts in it. And then the last book is Wild Reverends. I tried to read this like a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago. I got given this for my birthday by my boyfriend, but I just wasn't in a fantasy mood, and I really do want to get back into fantasy because I do miss it. But I think this past month I've been so busy and like tired that whenever I do get home or want to like read a bit, my brain just kind of wants to shut off and it doesn't want to have to think a lot, which is why like I opted out to like listening to this, because I think reading it would have like maybe not want to like would have made me not enjoy it as much. And then that's why most of the other books that I did read were romance or like something shorter or like quicker pace, not a lot of thinking, whereas I think with fantasy there's a lot of thinking with like the world building and stuff. So I'm hoping I get to this because I have heard really good things about this, and I really do miss that feeling that I used to get when reading fantasy. This year I wanted to push myself out of reading just fantasy, and now it seems that like I'm achieving that, but I can't get back into fantasy for some reason, which is a bit scary because I really do enjoy them, but I'm hoping that I will. But that is like pretty much all the books that I'm thinking of right now. This is probably going to be one of those shorter videos, but it's okay. These were the books that I read in March, and then just watch for this huge amount of books. And then these are the books that I want to read in April, plus a few that I might get to. But these are heavy. My battery on my camera has got 10%, so I'm gonna go. But thank you for watching this. This is probably gonna be one of those smaller filler videos that I do in between longer videos. So I hope you still enjoy this, and I hope that you will pick some of these books up that I've read and said good things about, or if you haven't, or if you have already, sorry, let me know what you thought and whether you agreed with me. But yeah, see you next time, and hopefully I'll be back soon with a slightly longer video, maybe, I don't know, you'll never know with me.